Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 starting off this CHD replay in a good mood. Nice to see players being nice to each other. But in any case, if you want to submit your own CHD replay, just like the person who submitted this one, J Slayer did, you can submit to my Gmail or Facebook and I will take a look. This is a 2v2. I'm kind of on a streak of like smaller games just because I want to highlight those. I have a tendency to highlight only like the biggest 4v4 clusterfucks. And don't be wrong. Literally, the next game I'm going to do is a 4v4 clusterfuck. But I definitely want to highlight some smaller games to showcase people who play 2v2, because there are a lot of people who do play smaller 1v1s and 2v2s. I definitely want to show that. I know a lot of people are like, well, Greyshot can be so one-sided. But again, it's smaller and it's more fun. So you get to see a lot more strategy, or you get to see no strategy and people sucking. So I like both. But in any case, J Slayer, Delaris, Ray Look, and Mr. President. Let's double check their ranks real quick. Wow, actually pretty high across the board. Allies having a small lead in playtime, but we'll see who in actuality has no life and wins this game. I'm joking. Really, that ranking system honestly doesn't matter, but just like a shirt I have where I was ranked doesn't matter for this, not for other things. But in any case, let's get to this, shall we? But before actually I do that, even though I just blue-balled you, I want to give a shout-out to my sponsor, Stimpaks. Thank you, Stimpaks, for sponsoring Greyshot Productions. Stimpaks is a beef jerky company that we can buy beef jerky from. And you use the link down below to know I sent you, and a code GREYSHOT for 20% off. You can get some awesome beef jerky as well. They have a variety pack, which you can get teriyaki, normal, original, and also peppered. I literally have some peppered next to me because it is my favorite, and I'm not even joking. It is literally next to me on standby. But in any case, I highly recommend it for a snack. It is really good jerky. And also, again, you can get it for a discount with my name, Greyshot, 20% off, just by going to their website. Highly recommend it. And yeah, it was some of the best food I had this week. In case you're wondering, well, Greyshot, like, again, what are you talking about? What is the worst thing you ate this week? That would be the steak that I had that gave me food poisoning. That would be the worst food I ate this week. Holy mackerel. That's why you're also not getting a lot of CHD replays this week, because I was out for a day and a half, 2 days with food poisoning, because that steak fought me to the bitter end. It fought me so hard. But that being said, let's get to this fight and let's see if it's just as hard or they fight just as well as that game. But in any case, we have an MG opening fire. And again, this is an example of just showing oh boy, Vickers machine gun and MG42. Again, typically Vickers would win, but this MG42 most likely fired first and was able to cause suppression and just has the advantage over it. So very nice to see. Let's double check Fog of War, and it looks like the MG just has barely enough sight to see it. I also like how they were kind of using a down plane. That's actually really interesting cover in the environment. Really like that. But in any case, overall on this map, there's this wide open area. You have the more clustered area over here on the left, a little more clustered area on the right. So, very interesting map layout. I've seen it a little bit more in rotation lately, which is really cool. But in any case, Kubel taking the area, Volk squad's pushing on up. Again, kind of have to stay together with the Germans, at least the OKW variant, because again, you have to watch out for the Allies just having either MGs or better infantry. So you kind of have to make up for it by keeping yourself with some of the light vehicles and whatnot. But in any case, let's see. We still have Mr. President trying to hold out and using the heavy cover with the car, which, by the way, oh, nice fire grenade to push him out. Looks way too small. Way too small for those men. But hey, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, Vickers machine gun and British infantry section moving on in with a, oh boy, universal carrier. There's actually guys inside capturing territory. Not a terrible idea, but they can't fire inside. Their guns are standing straight up. So you kind of have to watch out with that. But in any case, we double check over here, and we have some Pioneers decapping the fuel. And if this goes to the Allies, it's going to be a huge bonus to the Allies, giving them a lot of early fuel. So very, very nice job in that regard. Anyway, meanwhile, we have the MG still in position in mid. And actually, both capture points are now going to the Axis, so that's giving them a small lead early on. So, again, very nice. No one's picked a doctrine yet, so kind of curious to see what everyone picks. Allies, though, looks like they're going to overwhelm the Axis over here. So they should be able to control this very easily. And if they can kind of choke this area up and choke this, they should be able to keep holding it. How effective that is, we'll see over the course of the game. But that's what they really do need to do if they're going to win this. Because right now, resource-wise, they are seriously down. They're down by 3 to 1 in terms of fuel and 2-1 in terms of munitions, which is not great. So they kind of need to get things back on track. J Slayer, though, has a nice large army. Delirious, a lot of grenadiers. American Blob. Oh boy, that Blob. For those who missed the Blob, it's back in town. Anyway, Stern Pioneers on standby, hiding behind the fence, most likely waiting for them to come around. That way you can unload on them and probably do quite a bit of damage before all that infantry just turns open fire on them. But, like I said, just a little bit of damage for the time being. In any case, we have a mortar moving up as well. Alright, interesting choice. I'm just kind of curious why they didn't try to capture this point. They're just kind of moving around, not really capturing anything. Would you figure a guy who's played this much 2v2 kind of realize the importance of capturing, I don't know, the capture points? Anyway, Universal Carrier moving on in. Yet to see an upgrade for it. I don't think he has gotten the upgrade for it. No, he's gotten the upgrade of the building, so he should be able to deploy an upgrade. But I think their guys, nope, just non-allied territory. Which is surprising because they're literally fighting next to their own base, and they're barely capturing it. Also, it's very weird that they don't capture any of this. Like, just saying, because as you can see, it's still cut off by the axis. So right now, they're not getting any of those resources. So, yeah, just a weird thing. Weird thing that this Blob is not capturing anything. Going back into the area where we know there's an MG. Very weird. The riflemen, again, coming in multiple directions, or at least most of them are. Okay, there we go. They should be able to get around the MG now. Mortar getting a nice shot, but again, a good reaction time, pulling them back. Nice idea, put down the cache, so that way if they go for the point, they can't easily decap and knock out your munitions and fuel. Because right now you need that. You really, honestly need that in terms of viability to win this game. But in any capacity, let's see how the Axis are doing. Because right now we can see the Allies, Universal Carrier, they're definitely counterattacking. But what are the Axis going to do to counter? We have Stern Pioneers coming around the flank. Kubal on standby. I'm assuming they're going to move that up as well. Although, with the Riflemen focusing on the Volk Squad, Stern Pioneers able to move around and might be able to kill a unit. Nope. Looks like they're going to knock out one, which is very nice. Kubal, though, moving on in. Volk Squad's moving in as well, though the Rifleman was able to at least decap the point, but it's probably going to need to retreat before they lose the unit. Again, Kubal's very, very good for helping support. Not directly, but support in taking out infantry. At least that I find. For example, especially in like steppes where you have the wide open northern territory, if you can get like 2 Kubals, you can actually do a pretty damn good job. At least I've done. Anyway, Grenadiers moving on in now with its own Blob, so great. British infantry trying to use that position to hold, but alas, no grenade, and they're going to keep on moving. So really, at artillery on that position would be pretty much useless. Wow, no, they're actually staying there, so maybe not. Maybe actually doing that would have been not useless. Actually, no, you are limited on munitions, so if you go back to base and get an upgrade for Bren or Piat, that would actually be probably a lot better for you in the long term. Universal Carrier, not a lot of kills, but definitely got up to Vet 1, which is nice. Though we do have a Luke's, which is very, very bad. Good job, though, because with that, you were able to easily push back a lot of the Allied forces. And they don't have a lot of AT. It's 8 minutes in the game. Usually my general rule is 10. And actually, for yourself, you have Raken Werfer. So very nice job, J Slayer, at least having a nice wide mix. That being said, this Rifleman squad could very easily fire an AT grenade. No, we're not seeing it. We're definitely not seeing it. But anyway, that would be very effective at counteracting and holding back the enemy. So that's what I would recommend doing, at least. But in any case, we have the Luke's opening fire. Still managing to hold him back, which is good. But again, we'll have to see what happens. We still have a Rifleman Blob on standby. Luke's not taking a lot of damage, but again, maybe just keeping it back because it wants to figure out what's going on. Like, kind of want to make sure it doesn't get annihilated by, let's say, a surprise AT gun or something along those lines. But in any case, Americans having to stay back. They did put down a lot of caches, so they aren't too down. But they definitely want to capture mid for capture points, because right now they've lost a third of their capture points, and they're going to need the rest of them back. In any case, MG moving on in. We have some Piats moving in as well. Riflemen pushing on in, overwhelming that MG. Rifleman and infantry section with Piats. Good combo. Kubal trying desperately to hold on to that point. We have a fire grenade being thrown at that massive Blob. Good idea, let them all burn. Just let them all burn. If he's going to keep them together, why not try? Anyway, they're all moving to this area. Volk squad's on standby along with the Lukes. Luke's keeping his distance away from the AT, and now can open fire on this blob pretty effectively, and probably jump up to vet 1, right? I would assume, because it had like 5 kills. It was so close. Oh my God, look at that. That's so close. Sneeze on it, and it's gonna rank up. We have an MG over here to stop the Grenadiers from moving in. Nice job. But the Grenadiers are like, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go around. Well, it looks like we have a suppression just by, like, proximity happening right there. Lieutenant coming in to help out. Although the MG is now facing the wrong way after trying to anticipate where it's going to move. Rifleman Blob coming on in, but the Luke's just getting some nice pop shots at him. Very nice. For Kedmar also on standby in case the allies deploy their own armor, which is a very real possibility. They could deploy a Stuart, which is very good at knocking out Lukes or, like, other light tanks in general. Nice job with this American Blob to knock out that Grenadier squad. Though, once again, it is a Blob. Like, this, in all regards, is a Blob. Delaris did have a Blob himself, but at least he's been cut down to shreds because of said Blob. So, hopefully, the same thing will happen to this Blob. Unfortunately, he's not retreating it all in one go, which means he's a little smarter. But that being said, he is still blobbing in all sense of the words. And the reason why I did test this so much is because you could honestly spread it around and, you know, capture some points. Have, like, teams of 2 just move around. Bazooka team kind of help out with more open areas. Have Rifleman with veterans seeing closer proximity. That way, again, they could knock that stuff out. Doesn't he have a rear echelon? I swear you have a rear echelon. Yeah, have that with minesweepers. Help out the mines over there. It's stuff like that that kind of really annoys me. Anyway, Kubel kind of facing the wrong direction. Almost vet 1, which would be very nice to see. Luckily, the Volk squads have SCG-44s to help counter. Daedalus is coming back in with Grenadier squads, though not all ranked up. With MG-42s. Minesweeper pushing on left just in case some British mines, but it looks like he's going to run into a British emplacement, more likely. And this is actually a good spot. It's very difficult, I would say, for, like, the AT guns could place. But again, it's like, what's going to hit? The carcass? Well, okay, then at least you have a couple shots where you can hold. So, not too shabby. But the allies are definitely trying to push on the right as hard as possible and take mid. We'll see how well it goes. It's probably not going to go that great. We can see here this Pioneer squad's not doing all that well. Got shredded by the Bofer. But in any case, looks like the allies are slowly pressing on that point. Slowly. Ever so slowly. MG suppressing the infantry. We have more Grenadiers pushing on the left-hand hook. Universal Carrier, though, coming on in to burn, baby, burn those Grenadiers back. Pack gun, though, on standby along with the Lukes. But the Lukes is also being pushed back by an AT gun. Oh, very close to dying. But up to Vet 2. There we go. Vet 2 Lukes. That's pretty good. For Ken Warfare and a Pack 40 on standby along with the MG-42 to hold back infantry. So overall, both sides have enough support weaponry to hold back large infantry charges. That's going to take something a little more potent to really break through. Any case, enemy infantry just kind of moving on it. Vickers machine gun opening fire. Grenadiers opening fire and managing to knock out the Vickers. And so it's, oh my god, actually, good combo. I love how it's hitting on both sides. Might be able to kill it. Come on, so close. Open fire. You can do it. Oh, there we go. Nice kill. Anyway, oh shoot. Is he building another Bofer? No, mortar. Actually, mortar pit's not a bad location. It's right behind all the trees. So it would take, again, artillery to neutralize that. Whether the Axis will have artillery, I don't know. I can't say. But that being said, I can base it on previous actions and previous game and by the Axis, and I can say the Axis had been pushing up, though not with the right units. Grenadiers have been pushing up, but again, they don't really have the capabilities to knock out Bofers. You really need the Volk squads. That being said, we can also look at what the Ryluk has. He doesn't have a lot of men on the front, so that could be a definitely issue. But that being said, it looks like he's saving up for a Cromwell, I would assume, maybe. So we'll see how things go in that regard. Oh god, that half track of very risky. Very risky to put it that close, but hey, if you put it up and it actually manages to hold, good for you. It's just outside the range of the mortar pit, so you should be relatively fine, but we'll see. Now, the Allies finally taking mid. Also, interesting placement for this, because once again, we can see here, it's still providing cover, so yeah. Anyway, British infantry getting it in cover. They probably need a like a more stable medic, if I was them, to just, because they're really low on health. Nice job taking the point, but we'll see if that British infantry squad can knock out the grenadier squad. Probably not, I would say. Maybe if they really want to, fire a rifle grenade, but they should be able to push it back. Wow, large blob coming in, but the Luke's just keeping them back. Nice fire grenade and MG34. Not amazing, but it will suppress. Just like a Maxim. You give it enough time, it'll suppress. After enough time. Any case, half-track redeploying. Looks like it's going to try to guard the fuel in here. Not too terrible of a spot. My problem would be this. I'm not S85, sorry. Would be an AT gun or a Jackson firing long range through here. But otherwise, it's actually not too shabby if they could try to put down the half-track. We'll see what they do, where J Slayer puts it. Okay, he's putting it back over here. Is he actually going to put it like right here to kind of guard mid? AT gun, though, would have a field day with it. That would be a major concern. Maybe maybe kind of like here. That way the AT gun couldn't necessarily hit it with the shrubbery. All right. Not too bad. You can stop infantry from coming this way and it would still protect your right flank. So we'll have to see how this goes. It could be very good or it could be very bad. But again, we'll have to see. Volk squad's going on the AT gun, but the American Blob once again comes back in to push back the Volk squads. Just showing, just like, oh, god damn it. Anyway, they're all equipped with bars, bazookas. So they are a decent force to reckon with. But that being said, we have a Brumbar on the Allied team. I'm sorry, the Axis team. And on the Allied team, I'm not seeing much armor. Okay, we have a Cromwell that just got deployed. Brumbar should be able to, like, go toe-to-toe. Technically, the Cromwell is a tank that can definitely maneuver it. But again, if it's well supported by the Germans, the Brumbar's sheer firepower, especially firing just straight up, should do wonders versus it. Nice job killing the AT gun. Luke's managing to get out of there just fine. The Volk squad just hanging out, managing to recap mid, which is good. AT gun, yep, Pack 40 still on standby. All right, there we go, replacing to hit the Cromwell. Brumbar could probably keep firing pop shots at both the Cromwell and the infantry, holding that sucker back. Oh, decent hit. Not amazing, but it did a little bit. Let's see. J Slayer hasn't picked anything yet, but since I'm assuming he went all three, yeah, he has gone all three buildings. My assumption would be King Tiger. And if he deploys the King Tiger, it would just actually kind of depend on how quickly the Allies can take it out. Right. Again, I'll say this. Both sides have not picked any sort of doctrine, which is very interesting because usually you see it like the last game, which I did. They literally picked it as the first thing they possibly could. So, kind of interesting to see how this goes, but like I said, again, could be worse. Could definitely be worse. Any case, we have an AT gun on standby, Volk squads on standby, British infantry now on standby. Could definitely move on in. American infantry kind of moving on up. Mines being placed. Again, nice job, J Slayer. Again, trying to keep them back. Once again, no minesweepers, so Americans just gonna do it the old-fashioned. Oh my god, why'd you put them so close together? Yeah, the old-fashioned way, just pushing on in. I swear to God, Cromwell, if you hit that mine. Really? Well, at least that stopped the Cromwell. And Mass Panzerfaust would probably wreck its day. Oh, finally we have a doctrine. So J Slayer picked Overwatch. So maybe some Goliath gameplay? Oh god, give me a good Goliath bomb. That would be great. Anyway, we also on the right. Let's see. I mean, that being said, don't blow up your own units. What kind of idiot would blow up his own units? Yeah. Yeah, fun fact, don't accidentally press your infantry when they're on a demo. Some things might happen you don't like. Any case, Mr. President has gone infantry company, so a lot of artillery, which could be very bad for the Axis if they can, you know, provide that artillery fire and just hammer this. Double pack, good for keeping back allied armor. Raylook also went with the Royal Engineer Regiment, so a lot of flames. AVRE, which is very good for killing pockets of infantry. Overall, really good supportive abilities, so again, it's just going to really determine just who's better in the game, in all honesty. Because, like, J Slayer has a lot of really good supportive abilities, but I wouldn't say any of them are really, like, the one thing. If anything, I would say for more firepower, the Allies have that with the artillery and the AVRE, just in terms of destructibility. Yeah, sure, the Goliath is very, very explosive and can take out a lot of stuff. Man, nice hit with the Brumbar. At least I think it was a Brumbar. But, yeah, it's more likely, again, the problem with the Goliath is you have to sneak up on the enemy, which is very, very difficult unless you're in close proximities, such as, like, a capture point that's just, like, surrounded by debris or something. Also, if the enemy really does go artillery on this position, that could really help them out. So Delaris, I'm assuming he's saving for a Panther. Not a bad idea because right now, again, the best allied armored unit we're seeing right now is a Cromwell. Firefly is being deployed. The American player is getting a Jackson. So they have the capabilities to counter that stuff. But right now, we can definitely see that the allies are on the back foot while the Axis are at least holding mid pretty damn well. Grenadiers, I love how they're, again, not like, oh, I guess we should fight mid. They're like, no, let's go fight on the flank and cause havoc. Because, again, that's something we should do. And if we capture this one point, that decaps all of these resources for the allies in general. So, nice job. Also, nice idea for the AT gun, just in case they send some armor your way. Because the Beaufort can definitely take quite a few hits. You have an AT gun, too. That's going to be one hell of a thing to kill without artillery support. Delaris going his own artillery, but that being said, Pre should be able to counter that stuff along with time on target if used correctly. And then remember, both the command vehicle and, of course, the major can deploy recon, which will allow for direct strike or flames to come in and kill any sort of artillery they make if this thing becomes a hassle. If they use it correctly, the counter. So let's see how things go. Nice job decapping the point. Looks like they weren't able to knock this thing out, unfortunately. But Cromwell should be able to knock that sucker out. Jackson on standby along with the full American blood, which I'll give him this. Mr. President, you have a lot of veterancy, so good for you. Very nice to see that. Very, very nice to see. But in any case, oh wow, a lot of bars just opening fire. Managing to push them back. Holy crap. Just annihilated that Volk squad. Holy crap. Yeah, that Goliath is going, oh my god, yes. I'm just gonna close this out because I feel like we're about to get a beautiful Goliath hit, and I really want it to happen. He's dropping smoke, so he might not see it. Oh, they're gonna see it. I think they're gonna see it in time. Oh, he retreated. Oh my god. That's the other thing the Goliath does, which is so goddamn intimidating. Along with the Aviary and the Storm Tiger. Miss. Yes. Okay. It'll force units to retreat. So right then, that American Blob, if they would have punctured here, because, I mean, right here, you can see here, it would have blocked here. It probably would have a harder time for additional stuff to kind of move across. It could have done a lot of damage. It seriously could have, and they could have decapped that point. But because I had to retreat, that was not the case. So very nice play. Sure, it costs 100 munitions, but again, forcing the enemy to retreat, even for a short period of time, definitely help you out. And also, I like how he doesn't even have the retreat point set on the major. Great job, Mr. President. Oh, there we go. Good job, Mr. President. Great job. Anyway, Cromwell moving up. Firefly also in standby. We have to watch out for that. Wow, the Greyshot guy doesn't have a ton of frontline troops. We have to watch out for these Pack 40s because they could definitely rip into that. Also, why the fuck are you not retaking this territory? Because by God, you need to. By God, you need to. Anyway, we have a King Tiger being deployed, and we have quite a few infantry units. That being said, we have another damn it, Jay Slayer. Another Goliath. We have the Luke still alive though, and a vetted Kubel. So once again, good job on keeping some of your units alive from the beginning of the game. Although King Tiger, oh boy, that's going to change things for the allies. Anyway, good placement on the AA half track, stopping them from moving up some infantry. Luke's and the MG providing some nice suppression. King Tiger just moving on in, really unopposed at this point. Jackson trying to move on in. I love how the Luke's opening fire on the Jackson, trying to push that sucker back. White Phosphorus coming down, I'm assuming from the mortar half? No, I'm sorry, not mortar half track. What am I thinking of that? The howitzer. Fuck, the howitzer, right? Wait, it's not the howitzer? I thought White Phosphorus came from the howitzer. Is there something else I'm free? Oh, there we go. The mortar half track, there. King Tiger needs some healing, but the Stern Pioneer squad fell back for just that reason. Yeah, you're moving up with that, but the Verkan Warfer's on standby, so I'm not too worried. I'm assuming you're producing, you're producing Goliath. Pushing on in, very risky, especially with all these Volk squads opening fire, and Mass Panzerfaust. There it goes. Oh my god, great shot with the double Pack 40 and neutralizes the Jackson. Meanwhile, the infantry over here, well, finally coming over to capture it. So, Raylok needs more men. This is being knocked out by the artillery. It's gotten 13 kills, not too shabby. If a random artillery piece just slams into this, that would be incredible. Ah, damn it. Maybe it's just a little far back for an artillery piece to hit it. Mostly just hitting here. But that could be a lot of damage. Anyway, Rifleman trying to hold back the front, but you're versing a Vet 4 Volk Squad. That's definitely going to have some issues. Anyway, MG just barely holding him back, but Grenadiers coming on that flank as well. Again, this position is going to be very difficult for the Allies to push. They would probably be better off they flanked over here, but they haven't really done so, which is very astonishing to me. You figure they would want to hit where the enemy's weaker and kind of force them off point. Right now, the enemy is very hardened right here, and it's going to take more than just infantry blobs to really counter that. But no, they keep trying to push. It's just kind of disconcerting, because essentially you're just wasting a lot of units. Oh, shit, that's just provide that unit. Oh, he throws a grenade. He's hidden now. Oh, nope, you have to make sure it's in cover. Best place to probably hide it would be behind the dead carcass or behind the brush. Cromwell going into the wrong fight. Cromwell's in the wrong fight. Oh my god. Cromwell trying to do a nice flanking maneuver. Here's the problem though. Pack gun. Kind of guarding your flank. A nice job finally using some bow rounds. God damn. If only the last guy did use some bow rounds. Anyway, AA half-track just ripping apart that infantry. Bow rounds still having trouble penetrating, but doing a lot better. At least they've done more damage. Brumbar just opening fire on that infantry. Holy mackerel. Firefly finally coming into the fight. But once again, knocked out its main gun. Problem is, pack gun's still here. So, yeah, you're not going to be able to kill the King Tiger. Hate to break it to you. That will not happen. Hell, the Lukes is probably going to stop you from being able to fire. One shot. Nope. And denied. Again, what you should have simply done, just go with me on this, is like if you had enough munitions, do a recon pass. I mean, it would probably help if you capture that point to get munitions. That would probably help. But you do a recon pass, you identify that, and you do a direct strike. That's probably what you need to do. But no. Or you get a priest. Have you gotten a priest yet, Mr. President? You have not gotten a priest, Mr. President. So, Mr. President, I believe you are fucked. But that's just me. God damn it. Anyway, Centaur now up for some strange reason. Mr. President has been doing pretty well with his blobs. But that's about it. Rayloc's been not doing all that great. Unit preservation for Darylis for his infantry has been doing really well. And Jay Slayer has been doing a great job of holding this key sector over here by versing two groups. So good job. We have the Goliath on standby. Revealed, by the way. Need to really hide that sucker if you don't mind. But Centaur is moving on in. Pack gun opening fire on the two. Oh, maybe it will be able to survive. And it does. Good for it. Meanwhile, the King Tiger is being healed up. Again, next to the mechanized building as well, which should allow it to get healed pretty quickly, along with the 3 Pioneer squads helping out. Should definitely help out. Giant Blob's like, fuck it, we're going to hit mid. And by God, he should have done that earlier. They don't have enough to stop that in mid. Over here, against the hard point, yeah, they have enough. But the problem is the Brumbar. And now the King, which will easily start shredding stuff. And the Lukes. You need armor support, and you're just not giving that. Oh, good, you have an aviary. Great. Hey, I love this hatch. I wish it showed you kills. I really do. Because, by God, it's been definitely hammering that guy's infantry. And now he's really low on manpower, so I don't suspect him getting, well, that infantry back up anytime soon. Brumbar going in for the long shot. Great hit overall. I think it's using a special. Yes, it is. Just hitting that whole area. King Tiger getting some nice pop shots. Sabao rounds opening fire. Damn, missed the shot. Aviary, though, could go for a nice kill shot. Come on, fire. Yep, I'll force them to retreat. Exactly what you need to. Up, firing on the Lukes. Now Vet 3. I'll give him credit. That's pretty damn good. Brumbar trying to knock that sucker out. Nice hit with the Aviary. Just pins the Brumbar. That's now you need some artillery strike or something to come on in. But no, we're not getting that. But nice job pulling back the AT gun, trying to get out of there. Artillery almost knocks that sucker out, but the King Tiger does knock it out. Oh, wow. Hey, I'm glad you managed to capture that point. Really, really happy about that. So happy. Is that actually a Stuka bomb? Did they Stuka bomb this? They might have Stuka bombed it. Might have. Can't give confirmation. Will not give confirmation because I don't think he's really. I don't know why he would use it on that, but okay. Aviary, I guess, trying to be there for intimidation because he can't fire yet, so maybe just take the hits. Volk squad's kind of pushing back the armor. Mortar half track gets completely wrecked. Goliath, please knock out that blob. Please. please just go in there and just knock out the entire blob. That's what I need. Oh, AVRE getting a beautiful shot on the King Tiger, doing a lot of damage. If the Jackson and everything else can open fire, they should be able to kill it. If is the big thing. Now they throw an AT grenade as well. That would be helpful, but alas, we're not seeing the AT grenade, so it's not going to be pinned, and that should allow it to escape. Nice smoke bomb, stopping it from coming through. And oh my god, yes. Goliath's coming in, but that forces them to retreat, and he'll hide in the smoke. Again, tiny little Goliath's going to be hard to hit, but again, force the entire allied blob to retreat, and now this Centaur's unsupported and is going to be wrecked. It probably would have been wrecked anyway, but still, it did not help it at all. So right now, the American player is the only person with infantry. Raylook is pretty much down for the count. Not really good player at all, which is surprising considering his rank. Yeah, GG. That's a fair time to say it. I would absolutely say it here. And at least they're being good sports about it. So very nice job on that. Wow. All right. So America, Spain. Oh, wait, Murcia, Spain? God damn it. I said the same thing in my Hearts of Iron gameplay where I'm like, freaking, is that America? No, it's Murcia. Anyway, saw they're hailing the Churchill, but it's taking some extra time. I love this guy's flanks. Like, they never did this the entire game, was hit the weak point. They never did that. The Allies just kept hitting the freaking German hard point, and no, they didn't make any headway at all. Did they ever capture this? No. Did they ever knock out get past this position? No. Could they ever manage to hold this? No. Oh, another Goliath moving on in. Yes. Just cause the Allies to run in fear. Luke's coming in. At this point, he's like, fuck it. I'm going in balls deep. He's going to lose it from the AT grenades. Oh, he's not throwing AT. Oh, there we go. I think one finally went off. Vet 4, though. Jesus Christ, that thing is a beast. Oh, barely missing it. Artillery coming out mid to stop them from capturing it. Again, they're just capturing all left. Well, something happened right there. Oh, double pack, open fire. No! Aw, oh, damn it. At least the Jackson will die. Oh, well. Vet 4 Lukes. We knew thee well. King Tiger, though, is advancing. And, yeah. Daryl's just capturing this point because the Beaufort can't see it. So, great job on that. Okay, great for stopping them coming this way. You still need something to guard this way. I think AVRE either missed a shot or didn't really do all that much. King Tiger slowly pushing them back. AT gun on oh no, that's the same AT gun from earlier. They have nothing in mid. Raylook is pretty much just gone at this point. Now the only thing left is the American Blob, which has shrunk quite a bit. So, I'm gonna say GG at that point. Yet King Tiger's like, I'm gonna push on up. There's no point. They still have oil. Go ahead. Oh, funny. They still have oil. Yeah, but you're not going to be able to stop them from holding on to the point. And they still have your other point over here, so you need to decap that. Sugabom could do it, but as we can tell, you're not... Okay, maybe he didn't do it because right now it's not seeing it. In any case, that's game. That is game. Let's double check damage. Delaris got most kills and damage, but overall I'll give J Slayer credit for holding that line for quite some time under duress. I mean, that was a lot of units hitting him. So good job, nice defensive play in that regard. Raylook, you suck. Being honest, your unit preservation was terrible. You couldn't capture points all that well. You have some good hits with armor, but really it was just the armored unit. It's, again, Mr. President was definitely the better unit, though he blobbed like crazy. And that really cost him because he needed a player to kind of hold the line while he kind of had to fall back all of his units because of the blob, and that did not happen. That simply did not happen. But in any case, guys, that's game. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe. This has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time. Hello, everyone, and before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Ace, Joey, Junior Chickless, Matthew Leppen, Ollie, Onlyplayapples, Sam Smith, sgtMcPain, Streakingwookie, WhiteHotD, Aaron Yee, Jordan Shavit, Leo Liu, Mikael, Persons, Nathan, Angus, Ari Spawn, and Tim. Thank you guys so much for your awesome support. You guys rock. This has been Greyshot17. I'll see you all next time.